Hey, crypto heads, it's the Goose with the Cryptic Paranormal show. We're back after a week off. Well, we are. Michael is not with us, Mr. Heisenberg. So, let's just talk about this real quick. We had a loss this morning that we found out about. Our one of the founders of our group, Dark Alley, passed away. He's been fighting cancer for I don't know. I was like searching for a good picture of him. And when you're searching for a good picture of somebody, you can never find a great
Right.
one. Without, I didn't want to like take a picture like he had with like his whole family. I thought that'd be kind of weird.
Mhm.
But our buddy Alex Myring, he's one of the founders of our group Dark Alley, one of the originals, the OGs. Been fighting cancer for years and years. Just up and down, up and down. He unfortunately lost his battle yesterday. So they made the announcement today. I just want to shout out to the world, to the universe. We love him, love the family. Our Dark Alley family are all sending love and prayers for everybody who's missing him right now. So, and Uncle Jeff messaged me. He's like, "Did you hear about Alex?" I'm like, "Yeah, unfortunately."
Yeah.
Um, but I just wanted to get that out of there and just put it in the universe to send him love and his family love.
Yeah. It's
But
so
other than
true.
that, I mean, besides another battle of seasonal depression because this weather has sucked ass, we
Don't worry, it's gonna be 110 on Tuesday.
Yeah, I
So,
know. We were supposed to actually go. Did the storms get really bad up by you?
oh yeah. Yeah.
Did
We
they?
also had an earthquake today, so that's cool.
And I heard Pittsburgh had an earthquake too.
Yeah, Madison
So
had
that's
one.
what is going on? Volcanoes. There was another eruption in
Mother
Indonesia.
Nature is pissed, and I don't blame her.
Yeah, yeah. And we'll get into that weird shit later too. Try to keep it
Yeah.
positive, but you can't
Yeah,
not. It's definitely not normal, so it
just
falls under the
wild.
whole league of paranormal.
Yeah.
But yeah, the weather's kind of sucked. We were supposed to go to Mumford and Sons last night. I took a bunch of time off of work. It was at Blossom. So, it was supposed to start at like doors were supposed to start at 6:30, which is when the first tornado warning came through.
Yeah, good thing you didn't go.
So, yeah, my wife and kid, Piper and I were just sitting here like, okay, let's just wait for the rain to go because we know it's going to be delayed. So it came
Mhm.
through. And we're like, okay, we're just going to go get Subway.
Right.
Just
That
stay at
sounds like
home.
a good replacement.
Yeah. So everybody's like texting us that we knew that was there. They're like, you should come. It's beautiful now. Well,
Yeah.
an hour and a half later, it's tornado warning number two comes through, and I don't think Mumford and Son. It didn't look from what they were announcing. It didn't even look like they even started playing their set until almost 11 o'clock last night.
Oh my gosh.
So
That's
there's
way
no way.
past bedtime.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I was hoping that the concert would be over by then.
Yeah.
We'd just be going home. But what are you gonna do? And it wasn't too bad today. We had a little bit of rain. The plants are loving it. I mean, the
Yeah.
garden seems to be going well. But I don't know. Yeah, it's going to be like what 100 degrees this weekend or
Yeah,
starting next week.
literally, like, it's gonna start in the 90s on Sunday, and then, it's gonna be 110. 110 to 116 across Ohio on
Lovely.
Tuesday. Yeah.
So here's to you, all the people that wanted the snow to go away,
Yeah, right.
which is me. But I didn't want
Uh,
100 degrees and
right.
80% humidity right off the bat, and wanted
Yeah.
to ease into it. But welcome to Ohio.
No, we don't do that. We don't do easing.
No, no, we just do the extreme of whatever.
Right. Whatever
But yeah,
season.
weird times in the world. Like I said, another volcano. Pittsburgh had an earthquake. There's war happening.
Mhm.
All these crazy conspiracy theories are coming up, and it's nuts. So, but hey, let's have fun, right?
Yeah. Because honestly, like, I used to stress a lot about, literally everything.
Oh yeah,
But
no, yeah,
at the end of the day, there's nothing we can do about it.
all right,
So we might as well just, if things really are, if the shit really is going to hit the fan, then we might as well live our best life until then, you know?
yeah, might as well. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So
I
I
don't
was
stress
like,
about it anymore. I control what I can
yeah,
inside the four walls of my house, and
right,
that's it?
yeah. So after the news this morning, and unfortunately watching social media stuff, which I shouldn't have done, but
No.
I was like trying to talk myself out of this all day, but I'm like, you know what? I need this. We need
Yeah.
to talk and have fun. And
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like society's so jacked up right now, and I think it's a lot of it is just everybody's just constantly in fear and isolated, and
yeah,
that's
I agree.
a terrible, terrible combination. So yeah,
Right.
get out there, go do stuff, you know.
Yeah. Get out in your garden, get out in your yard.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't care if it's raining. The rain feels good sometimes. Just go stand in it.
Yeah, we
Just let
do
it
a
hit
lot
you.
of
It's
fishing
gonna.
in the rain because my
Oh, I bet.
children think that's the best time.
Oh
So,
yeah. Always
yeah,
pissed me off because especially I can imagine in the lake, you're like waiting for that hit. So you're trying to
right.
wait for
Yeah.
the,
No.
but there's like, you know.
There's been
Oh
times
yeah.
where we were out there and it was like 50 degrees and raining. And I'm like, "Guys,
Oh.
we could just go home." And they're like, "No, let's stay. It's fine." I'm like, "Oh my gosh."
They're hardcore. They're
They are.
hardcore.
They
I used
are.
to be like that. I can't remember the
Yeah.
last time I went fishing. I
They
should.
love it. And
It
we're
used to
going on
be like
vacation to a lake house.
that's awesome.
And so they
Cool.
will be able to fish 24/7 and I don't have to do a
Oh
damn
man,
thing. If they wanna
great.
go, it's right there in the backyard. Like,
That's
go.
awesome.
You wanna
That's
go?
my
Well, it's gonna be 100
yeah.
degrees and raining, but
You're by a lake and you're in
go.
a nice house that probably has air conditioning. I'm
Right.
assuming.
It's perfect time to be gone.
Yeah. Run out, play in the lake for a minute, run back in for a
Yeah,
while.
right.
There's
And
no
we're
better feeling than being on vacation and like having a pool going or going out on the beach in the
yeah,
hot for a little bit and then coming back like and just
in the
freezing your
AC.
ass off in
Yeah,
a really nice, well air conditioned house that's not
right.
yours that you
Yeah.
don't have to worry about maintaining.
Or paying the electric bill when you have the AC on 62.
Yeah, right. What's a $60 tip when we
Yeah.
leave? That's nothing.
And, we're gonna bring our projector. Easton wants to
Oh,
watch
fun.
Jaws from the water.
That would be fun. That's a
Yeah,
good
so
idea.
we're gonna watch Jaws on the projector and just let
We'll
the
see how
kids
long that lasts.
float. Yeah, right.
No, that'll
And we
be
gotta
fun.
make sure we
That's
do it
cool.
on our last day, because otherwise they're gonna be, like, scared to go in the water the rest of the time.
Right. Where's the lake? I mean, you don't have to give me. Is it?
It's
It's
in
inland, right?
yeah, yeah, it's a small lake, it's a private lake in, Howard, Ohio. What's up, Jimmy?
I think I've heard of it. What up, Jimmy? Go
Yeah.
Vipers!
So, we'll see, but I think it'll be cool, and maybe the neighbors will get in their floats and float on over and watch the
Yeah,
movie with us.
yeah. Block party movie.
Right, in the lake. But, yeah, we'll
Yeah,
see.
right. Well, we went to Shalersville last weekend, so that was
Yeah.
cool. Seeing some of the Dark Alley folks. Tina wasn't able to make it, unfortunately,
Oh,
but
bummer.
Gabby was there, Sarah was there, Kendall was there, me and Heisenberg. And I would love to say it was crazy active and we were investigating professionally the whole time, but
Yeah, right.
it ended up being like a big reunion.
I was gonna
We're
say you
just
guys haven't seen each other in so
yeah, so
long.
I mean we did ghost hunt and we were, we had some pretty cool stuff, with the spirit box, which is working fine now after putting another fresh set of batteries in. So
Of course.
I don't think the batteries Mary gave me were brand new. I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
they were, and they were just draining, but I don't know. But yeah, it was working fine. We had some cool interactions. We had access to all the buildings, and we didn't go to any of them
Oh my god.
except the main one. I went through all this. He was because Ron, the care or the head of the historical society, was there doing some work. He's actually setting up the inside of the schoolhouse, which is freaking phenomenal. It's so beautiful in there.
That's cool.
And it looks like an old school. It's perfect. It's what you imagine like Little House on the Prairie, like going
Yeah.
into this old school. And he's showing me around. Showing me how to lock everything up. And then at the end, he's like, you know what? Don't worry about locking anything up. I'll be back in the morning anyway. So just leave it open and just make sure the doors are shut. I
Nice.
was so excited. We went in there, looked. I'm like, this is gonna be fun. We can break up into smaller groups,
Yeah.
but we
No.
didn't do it.
No.
Nope. We did the parlor, we did the kitchen, the dining room. We didn't even go in the basement. We
Wow.
we went upstairs for a while, and that was it. We just talked and talked the whole night. Because
Nice.
I haven't seen the rest of the team in
That's good
forever.
though
So
too.
yeah.
It's not always
That's the
about like the spirits at a place. Sometimes it's about just lifting your own spirit, you know? Like,
Yeah, it was great seeing everybody. It was way
yeah,
past due. I mean, it was a long time. But we had a good time. Like I said, there was some stuff.
Shalersville's cool.
Heisenberg, yeah, Heisenberg and I had a little fun trying to debunk a picture that we were both getting. We couldn't figure out. It was just a reflection. We were using
Oh,
our low light cameras on our phone just to see what we could get. Well, I got some
oh
pretty cool
yeah,
stuff. Like it, the Samsung has a good low light camera. It
for
really works
sure.
well.
I love
Yeah,
that.
but we kept getting like what looked like these little like reflections, almost like a straight line of orbs, and we're like, "What is that?" You can't really see it with your naked eye, but then we were kind of looking and redoing. We ended up like 15 minutes later figuring it out.
That's
So
good though. That's super
yeah,
important. I hate when people don't do that, you know, when they just like, oh my gosh, it's a line of orbs instead of trying to like figure out what it is. Like it's
yeah,
super important. Listen, when it comes to the rest of society, we already look crazy, you
hmm,
know, when we tell
yeah,
people what we do. But if we're
right,
showing stuff that like somebody who's taken a picture before and knows it's just a reflection, and we're like,
yeah,
look at this, there's 30 spirits in this room with me, you know, we don't need
yeah.
that shit.
I used to. I pick my fights now, and I don't really actually don't fight. I mean, I just ignore people at this point. I
Yeah.
don't. They post shit. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
You believe what you want to believe, or you pretend you believe what you want to believe.
That's where I'm at
But
too.
I went back and forth, and there's all these people going back and forth about these pictures this woman took outside. You could tell it was like rain and bugs flying around.
Oh,
She's like,
yeah.
"Look at all these fairies and all these spirit orbs."
Oh,
I'm like,
man.
"It's literally freaking reflection off the rain pellets, or I
Right.
mean, just all kinds of. And it was your breath. It was just
Yeah.
whatever." But I don't do that. I try not to do that anymore. But if I get something in my own camera or like Heisenberg, we'd start bouncing ideas
Yeah.
off each
Yeah.
other and work as a group to try to figure it out. But
Yeah,
again, that's
so
another reason. That's another
so
reason I never post like evidence or
yeah,
like
right.
it's just if I
And
think it
don't you
is
feel like
something,
such an
cool.
asshole when you're like when somebody's like, "Oh, I think this is fairies," and you're like, "That's rain." Like, I don't know, you just killed that person's hope.
I know, and just like and Heisenberg is like the like anytime we're at a convention or any kind of event, he's like people like single him out to show him stuff. He's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
that's really cool. You need to go show Goose."
Yeah, he always tells people, "You
Yeah.
know who would love this? Ray.
Uh-huh.
You should go show him this."
And like the whole time I'm like trying not to like just
Right.
Heisenberg.
I think they
But
single him out because he's usually, like, not talking, you know what I mean? So,
right.
they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, he's not talking, I can go talk to him."
Right. Right. Because
Yeah,
I usually am talking to somebody.
right,
But
and
yeah,
so they
no,
see
but
him just sitting there just waiting to look at pictures.
right. The only time though that I actually didn't mind was like the one couple that came up to me with those little blue lights that look like wisps at the National Cemetery in Washington D.C.
Oh, yeah.
that her kids were capturing on their phone, like they're just cell phones. They didn't understand what it was,
Mhm.
and I could. There's no way. I mean, it was like I don't know how that would happen. I mean, I couldn't explain it away with any kind of ideas, but it was pretty interesting. It was like
Yeah,
little, but they were blue. So there's like a bluish hue to them, and they look like little flames almost. It was just really interesting.
that's
And
cool.
there's a lot of, even if it's just like little balls of energy manifesting themselves, not necessarily
Right,
ghosts, because you think of all the emotion that goes through a place like that.
for sure.
Like even if you don't know anybody, you're just visiting it as a tourist. It's just like,
Mhm.
I mean, if you don't walk out of there at least misty eyed, then there's
Right. Oh, no. Did my Wi-Fi cut out?
We're back, I guess.
Hi.
Hey, I didn't know if it was me or you or both of us at the same time.
It was me.
Okay. Because I just
Um,
keep talking, like, is it me? I'm like making all these, like, but not saying anything.
I don't know if you could hear me or see me, and I'm just sitting over here like my Wi-Fi is garbage.
Oh, I heard something about connection, and then just like,
Yeah. Oh, at
I'm
least I
like,
was smiling. I'm always worried that I'm going to be like just frozen that way.
yeah.
Oh gosh.
So did you end up going on that investigation you were supposed to go to, or?
No, I did not.
Oh, that's a
I did
bummer.
not. What's up, Charlie?
How you doing, Charlie? Well, that's a bummer because I saw the pictures and I didn't see you in them. I'm like, you would probably have been in the pictures if you were with them.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, no, I did not. Um,
bummer.
I know work's been crazy and
Yeah.
I just have a lot of personal stuff going on. So it makes it difficult. You
Yep.
know how you're like, you want to see your friends and that helps you feel better. It's the opposite for me. Like I don't want to see anybody.
I'm all gung ho about it. It sounds great for like weeks before it happens and like the day before and like up to like the minutes before I leave. I'm just like, I really don't. What can I say to
Yeah,
not get out of this? I was the same way with meeting the people at Shalersville. I'm just like, I don't really want to go.
right.
I'm really tired. I'm dead.
Yeah,
I was on call last weekend. I had all these excuses, but I'm glad I did because we had a blast.
yeah.
So, but yeah, I can understand. It's been crazy. Been a crazy month already,
Mhm.
and it's almost over already. I can't believe that June is
I
almost over.
know.
But
It is
yeah, and
crazy.
all the conventions are starting. FCI Con is next
FCI Con
week.
is on Saturday, like 2
Yep.
days
Oh,
away.
that's right.
Yeah,
I meant next weekend, but it's actually this weekend.
right. It's
Wow.
yeah.
Now, are
I
you
keep
going to go
saying
to that one?
tomorrow. No. My sister's gonna be in town, because she's
Oh,
going on vacation with us. She's flying
oh,
in
cool.
from
That's
California to
awesome.
go on vacation with us, and we have a
Corey.
wedding. I know, I'm so excited.
Okay.
Yeah, so she'll
You
be
have a
here
wedding.
tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
And
Wedding
then
in Madison. Got it.
yeah, we have a wedding. Um, it's our cousin's wedding. Well, our cousin's kid's wedding. But
Oh,
I wasn't gonna go because I thought we were on vacation that weekend.
oh
But
okay.
then she RSVPs yes. And I'm like, I can't let you from California go to this wedding and I say no. Like, so now
Right.
just the two of us are gonna go.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Weddings are fun.
It's fun. And this place that it's
Yeah.
at is beautiful. It's an old Boy Scout camp.
Oh, cool.
And they turned it into it's like rockin' something, Standing Rock venues, but it's just gorgeous.
That
Like
sounds familiar. I think I might have heard of it.
I've been sharing their stuff on Facebook because I
Oh, okay.
love it. Um,
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah, so it has that
Okay.
like rustic charm because it's, old, but they did it up so nice. So
Cool.
yeah, so I will not be at
Excuse me.
FCI.
Neither will I. I didn't plan on being there though. It's a little far for this weekend because I know I'm on call again next week. That like work is killing me.
Yeah.
My schedule at work because we're only down to four guys and we like our fifth is supposed to keep coming back and they keep pushing back his return date because he hurt his shoulder.
Oh geez.
And we got a new guy starting, but it takes like a month to get through the hiring process after you've been hired. So
Right.
it's like it's just crazy. And then I mean, even then, it's going to take him a while to be able to like be on his own and actually like be an active part of the group,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
doing like taking his van and doing his own route, that type of
Right.
thing. But um, I mean, I would love to come on here and say, yeah, I did this, I did that, and everything's like amazing, and I'm having so much
Yeah.
fun this summer. But it's like, uh,
I wish I was
more
tired from going on adventures.
no
But no,
shit.
no, it's just work.
Nope. And now we're getting to the point of the kind of the time of the year where I don't really like camping in the middle of the summer. Like
Yeah, for sure.
when it's like super hot out. I mean, I
Mhm.
will, but it's not my favorite.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'll figure something out. I got band camp at the end of next month, the last week of July.
Oops.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Jimmy said,
Yeah.
I'm with you on the work thing. It cuts into our ghosty stuff. It cuts into
Cuts
all my
into
stuff. Like,
everything.
cuts into things that
So
I need to do at
dumb.
home.
Like, I don't know when we're gonna. Yeah, that's true too. I just wish that we as a society could learn that we don't need to do this. We could just live in the woods and
Right. Every day could be our
not have
camping trip.
credit scores and taxes.
We used to do that a long time ago. And somehow
I
we
know. Let's start a cult.
fine with that as long as we're not like trying to like fight other people.
Everybody's like, you had me at no work and no taxes. Let's
Yeah, you didn't have
go.
to go to the cult word.
Uh,
Oh,
my husband tells me all the time that I would be the person that joins a cult because they always make it look so good.
oh yeah. Yeah.
They always talk
Always
about like a society where everybody's got a job and they just all work
right.
together and,
Yeah, we're just a one big loving community.
yeah, homeschool the kids together and grow
Right.
garden together. And
Hmm.
I'm like, you son of a bitch, I'm in. And then,
Right. Yeah. Then all the women report to one man who rules
right.
everybody, and children are made to work in the fields as well. And
I've gotten
yeah.
a little bit better in my old age. When I was in my 20s, I for sure would have joined. Chester says hello.
Oh, I'm gonna stop clicking on the
Mm,
comments.
there you go.
What's up, Chester? I was just talking about band camp. Trying to think something fun to do with the kids, because not that they're gonna have like any time at all,
Right.
because it's like a morning to night. They're just band, band, band. But
Yeah.
like, hey, let's do like a dorm room ghost hunt or something like
Oh my gosh,
that.
they would love that.
Yeah.
What's up, Scott McCafferty?
What's up, Scott? Hey, actually, you know what, Scott? I just got a message from Rex, which I agree is like we got to do something ghosty sometime soon or something paranormal.
Yeah,
Let's do it. Prophet
they're
goose.
fun.
I don't know about that.
You
God,
have to be
that's
a prophet to start a cult.
mm, good call. Good call.
I mean, that's
All right.
also a little sexist, Jimmy. I could be the prophet. What the
Yeah.
hell?
Maybe
The cult was my idea.
we could call ourselves the Cryptic Paranormal Cult.
Oh my
And it
gosh.
could be all three of us as Grand Masters.
Peggy.
Pezzy. I
We
love
gave
you,
it a great
Pezzy.
time. We're starting a cult. We're fighting over who's going to be the prophet.
Awesome. Yeah, absolutely, buddy. So Scott said absolutely. We're talking about to
For
Kathy
sure.
about some of our other locations. I've heard some. Never mind. You read what he said
Yeah. You guys know how to read, right?
because I obviously
Just
don't.
Goose can't. What's up, Holly?
Oh my gosh, my eyes are hurting. Like, what's up, Holly?
Um,
Hey, I'm repping. I'm repping, boss, right there.
oh, that's cute. I like it. I mean, not cute. That's so manly and tough.
I don't care. It is cute. I don't give a
It's
shit.
cute, Holly.
I live with three women. Whatever. I'll take whatever I can get.
I know I have
Handsome.
3 sons, and I always go, "Oh my gosh, that's so cute," and they're like,
They're like, Mom.
"Really?" um,
What
I
were we
know it's
saying?
not. I know it's not paranormal, but do you want to hear about the time I won a piglet?
Yes, we started that conversation. We thought this would be a perfect. It is
we
paranormal. Who wins a freaking pig?
we were talking about it before we started the show. So we went to a reverse raffle, and like out in the country, we do things a little different. And
Yeah.
somebody had donated a live piglet for the raffle. And I love raffles so much. And I bought a ton of tickets. And my husband looked at me and he said, "You better not put in for that pig." And I was like, "I won't." Listen, I put one ticket in for the pig, one ticket out of the hundreds of tickets that I bought. I put one ticket in for it. And they said, "The winner of the pig is number 147." And he whipped his head around and looked at me, and I was like, "Oops."
I feel like oink oink, bitch.
But then it was okay because we also won the 50-50 raffle. And so we won $1,500. And so I said, I'm taking my 750 and using it to build a
Uh-huh.
pig pen. So
There you go.
he
I
wasn't
mean,
mean.
I
He loved the pig.
the piglet could be your cult's god.
Oh, his name was Pork Chop too.
Cult of bacon.
That's a quick way to get people to join for sure.
Yes. Prophetess D Nice, we are here to serve you.
I love this. You guys
Yeah,
think
don't
I'm
trust
kidding. I
me.
would love to just buy 150 acres and just
Little
center
commune.
center life around piglets and bacon. Pigs and potatoes. That's all we need.
And in exactly that order.
Yeah,
Piglets and then bacon.
and then bacon. They're little bacon seeds.
The Church of Piglet.
But yeah, we
Oh,
we uh we went to the farm, picked out our piglet, and we named him Bacon. I mean, we named him Pork Chop so that we would remember that he was um food, not a pet. And when we saw his dad, he was a Berkshire. And when we saw his dad stood up on the bottom rung of the little thing and was taller than my husband, who's 6'3".
oh wow. Yeah,
Only
yeah, they're
standing
big.
on the bottom one. He was
Yeah.
like slanted like this. He wasn't standing up straight, and he was taller than
Oh
my
yeah, yeah, I
husband.
can imagine.
And his nose was the size of a dinner plate, like a big one. Like we were like,
Okay.
what? He's
Yeah.
like, the farmer's like, yeah, that's how big he'll get if you just let him go. And I was like,
Hmm.
ooh, like
Yeah.
they're crazy
One of
big.
one of the first places I remember living in Ohio was in Shalersville. As we moved to Ohio when I was like 2,
Okay.
and obviously I don't really remember much before 5 years old, which is when
Right.
we moved into. We rented the back part of this farmhouse that was like kind of like a separate. It was, I guess, it was like their farmhands like
Oh, okay.
place. It was connected like with a. It was connected by a closet to the other part of the house where the
Weird.
owners lived. Yeah. So like, but we got so close to these people. They were retired farmers, but they still like rented out their land and like their barn and stuff to local farmers who needed some extra room
Nice.
for things. So we had a guy that kept livestock there. Like he kept a couple cows and a horse, and he had pigs. Well, this is like when I was like, I grew up and he was using it all the time, and I would go ask questions, because I was really interested, and it was farm life.
Right.
So he's like teaching me all these things, and like I got old enough, he started giving me like little chores and stuff to do, like while he wasn't there, you like just give him some hay every once in a while, or stuff like
Yeah.
that, just real simple stuff. And like I was like I think 10 before we moved toward our first house that my parents had bought. Um, he was having me help them like corner the pigs to like so they can get their vaccines, and
Oh gosh.
those fuckers are mean.
Yeah.
They do not like being cornered.
Cheap
Because
too.
yeah, we took like a big, like, I don't know, like 8x4 plywood board,
Hmm.
or like trying to corner them so the guy can get on the other side of the fence and give them their vaccination. But,
That's
other than
nice
that,
that
they
he
were
put you
cute.
in
I
the
was always
pen and
right.
he
Yeah.
was safe on the other side of the fence.
Well, it was me and like the actual farmer guy and two of his helpers,
Yeah.
but the vet was on the outside so he could just reach through the fence
Yeah.
and get it. But
Yeah, they're
they're
pretty big.
huge.
The kids
They're
were
huge,
very
and
scared because the kids were little. They were like
oh yeah,
probably like 3 and 5, the little ones. And they were scared when they learned that our
hmm
cute little tiny piglet that we just picked up could turn into that. They were like terrified.
big giant pig monster.
Yeah. I mean, when it's taller than your dad, you
Yeah,
know, and especially when you're a little kid, you think your dad's like the biggest, toughest thing. And then you see this pig that's taller than him. Mm.
yeah.
Holly, my pig was so nice.
Holly said, absolutely do not like pigs. They are so mean. That's probably why you work at a deli.
Yeah, she's like, take that.
Yeah, right? I'm gonna slice you, son of a
Right?
bitch, you mean ass.
No, my pig was super nice. We also raised him as a baby and we
Yeah,
constantly were like holding him until we physically couldn't anymore. And
yeah.
like I had toddlers and I had a home daycare, so I always had so
Oh,
many scraps of food and
yeah.
whatever. And he would like he would hear us come outside and he would like run to the gate and wag his little pigtail. It was
Aw.
cute.
Holly did,
Aw,
however, have to help a sow while she gave birth to piglets. That'd be awesome. That'd be
that's
cool to
pretty
see.
cool. But the
I've seen
moms will
cows.
often just roll over on their babies and kill them.
Oh,
I know.
no.
How they survive in the wild, I have no idea. But
Yeah,
yeah, they
that's what
just
happened when you domesticate animals. They get dumb. No, I'm just kidding.
right. They like make these metal things that are made for putting between the mom and the baby so that she won't like
Oh,
roll
okay.
over on them.
That makes sense. Well, I know, like, even with calves, they separate them from the mom except for, like, feeding time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Seems
I didn't
wild.
really pay a whole lot of attention.
It seems crazy though. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like humans are the dumbest when it comes to like survival instincts.
Hmm.
Just because we don't need that anymore. But
Right.
like when you hear about regular animals, like with zero survival skills, it makes you
Hmm.
wonder, like how are there
Right.
still pigs? Oh my gosh, Holly, that's crazy. What a once in a lifetime.
She had to take each one out of the sack. Ew.
Oh my gosh, you would. You'd be like, ew, I don't
Oh,
want to touch it.
no, it
Gross.
was. I'd be fine. I
Is
mean, it's
that
gross,
blood?
but
Blech.
oh, I used to clean out deer. My uncle used to teach me how to do that when I was little.
Yeah,
Freaking gut deer and everything. I was a farm boy. Not much anymore. Now the idea kind of like makes my stomach turn a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I always feel like if I had to, I would. Like if we were in a zombie apocalypse,
Oh yeah.
sure,
Oh yeah.
I will
Yeah.
do because just
It'll be like
knowing that
just
like if I don't do it, my kids don't eat, like
right.
that
Yeah.
would motivate me. But I don't
Right.
need to do any of that stuff right now, so I'm not
Right.
going to.
Because I mean, even when I hunted, I was always respectful. I only hunt what I consume.
Right.
Um, I learned from a young age to like thank the earth and thank the animal for providing itself for my meal. I mean we weren't like Native American. I mean I'm sure at some point we have a little Native
Right.
American in there somewhere, but it was just out of respect. I would learn to respect the land and how the earth provided for us, even though I was killing the animal. But I wasn't killing for trophy. I would kill a doe if that was the first thing that came in front of me.
Right.
So it's not like I was. But yeah, I mean, like you said, I think right now I'd think like I could just go to the store, like Heisenberg would say. Why would I do that if I could just go to the store?
Right.
But I mean, if that moment came, I think the switch would like turn on really quick, and I'd be able to at least get
Yeah. Hopefully just
part of
riding
the
a
way.
bike. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Although I did try that, and I could prove that completely wrong and false. But
That statement is false. Like
yeah,
riding a
that
bike
whole
is
like
not like riding a
it's like
bike.
riding a bike. Unless I rode a bike like an idiot that didn't know how to ride a bike. Like I no, but it was before I lost all the weight too. I tried to get back on a bike, and I was like, not. It wasn't
Yeah.
great. And I had just had wrist surgery for
Oh, geez. That's a
some
great
stuff.
time to ride on a bike.
Yeah, and I mean, I was like only 3 weeks out of surgery.
Oh my
I was
god.
I was like back to full duty, but I wasn't
Speaking of
supposed to be.
no survival skills,
I
is
wasn't
that a
supposed to
good
be taking a
idea?
header. I wasn't supposed to be like trying to avoid taking a header over the handlebars and
Yeah.
like protect
Landing
my
on your
head.
wrist.
And
Yeah.
yeah, it was horrible. So I sold the bike like the week after.
I wouldn't have even waited that long. It would have been on by that
but the
afternoon.
but yeah, Joe said human survival skills always needed when going to Walmart. Oh my
Which
god,
is
dude!
which is ironically where like the least amount of survival skills are.
Right.
Like skill number 1 is situational awareness.
Hmm.
Yet you will walk behind somebody who has no idea that you're behind them and they'll just be like
Hmm.
stopping and then walking super slow and do you not see me?
My wife stopped taking me because I say shit.
Yeah.
Like,
That's why
just
I miss
get the milk.
24-hour
Take the
Walmart.
milk. Yeah. take the milk. Why are you
Right.
looking at it? Why are you stopping in the middle of the aisle and talking about what you're having for Thanksgiving dinner with a complete stranger? Why are you doing this? Get your shit and go.
Right. Yes, Holly. Chick-fil-A.
She raises chickens. They have names. If it came down to it, I'd eat little Chick-fil-A. I couldn't even say it.
Chick-fil-A.
That's funny. That is
Yeah.
hilarious.
Dude, people have the best names for chickens. My favorite, I think, is Lopez. Jennifer Lopez.
I like that. I like that.
It's just fun. So many fun names you can make for
I'd
chickens.
have a rooster named Joe Cocker.
I always wanted to name all of
So
my.
many things.
I can't tell my chickens apart. I'm not gonna lie. But I always wanted to name them like all like old lady names, like Ethel
Yeah,
and Gertrude and
that's funny. Mine would probably be all like Star Wars or like Harry
right.
Potter people.
Yeah.
Like almost all our animals have been Harry Potter, except for Barney. So,
Yeah.
but he just when we got him from the rescue, like he just looked like Barney. It just seemed perfect, and that's what
Yeah.
he already knew. So we just left it. But yeah, we've had Luna, we've had Weasley, we've had Poppy. Poppy's a name from Harry Potter that my wife remembered. But
Huh.
when we got her, her name was Piper, and my daughter's name Piper, so that
Right.
wouldn't work. We had to change that.
What are the odds of that?
So
That's so funny.
I know. But when we met her, she's like, "You got to meet Piper." I'm like, "What?" She's right
We
here.
already have. We met her.
Yeah, I
We
gave
made
birth.
her.
Well, my wife
Yeah.
gave birth, or I watched, but so yeah, that had
Yeah.
to change. But yeah, I don't know. I probably would name them if I had farm animals.
Oh my god. You have a chicken named Karen. I love it.
Brenda, Karen, Chicktifer, Baby Lauren, and Charlie.
Nice.
Love it.
I love my chickens too, but I plan to just like listen, zombie apocalypse. I'm just gonna hatch
Yeah.
a bunch of babies because I have a rooster,
Mm-hmm.
and then I will eat those babies when they get bigger
There you
because
go.
I like my chickens, and they still lay eggs. So why not keep them
Yeah.
around?
Well, yeah. If they're the providers, keep them and eat
Yeah,
the babies. That didn't
yeah.
sound good. Eat the
I could
babies.
maybe just eat the roosters that
Yeah.
hatch. Then they don't have to feel bad because they're not doing anything anyways.
Right. Do they taste different? Like I don't know. Like does rooster taste different than hen, or is it the
I
same?
don't think so. I don't think
'Cause I remember
so.
the first time I had wild turkey, I was expecting like a nice,
No.
like juicy white meat breast. It's all like dark, like greasy, gamey meat. But I mean, it's
Yeah,
still good. You just got to
yeah,
cook it the right
for
way.
sure.
But
Yeah, everything pretty much depends on how you cook it.
yeah,
I think like goose is the same way.
I've had goose. I do not like it. It's too greasy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then again, it could have been how the person cooked it. I
No, I
know,
think
like
it's just always like that.
I've had squirrel probably like 3 or 4 different ways, and not one way have I liked it yet.
I've
So I
never
try
had
not
it.
to. I
I did
try
have a
not to hunt
rabbit.
those. I do like rabbit, but I
Rabbit was
think
fine.
rabbit was okay because he like sautéed it in something and put it in like a creamy mushroom soup or something. So
Oh,
it was like
nice.
it was really good. Yeah.
I just cooked it in the crock pot all day. So it was good.
But I love deer. I love venison. Any way you give it to me, pretty much, as long as it's not tainted.
Yeah. No, I just like it ground. I don't like any of the steaks or anything. It's gross.
Oh, really? Oh, I
Yeah.
love deer steak.
Holly said not if you harvest them at an early age.
Okay.
And most meat birds, you have to like 6 to 8 weeks.
Oh, really? Okay.
They grow
Good
super
to know.
fast.
Good to know. I've had pheasant. Pheasant's good. I've had
Yeah?
pheasant. Yeah.
Are there pheasants around here?
I've had mourning dove because we used to hunt mourning dove quite a bit.
What is that? Like 2
It's like,
bites of meat? They're
well, I
tiny.
mean, we literally shot like 40 of them because there was like a hunting party of like 10 guys, so that's like 4 each.
So it's like quail, because quail, you like each person
Yeah, I
eats
mean
like
it's.
2.
I mean a full size mourning dove is pretty. I mean, one dove fills you up pretty good.
Fried squirrel. I feel like anything's good fried though, right?
especially with gravy. Well, not squirrel gravy, but
With
gravy and biscuits.
gravy and biscuits, hell yeah. You could probably make a raccoon taste good that way. Just saying.
I,
Don't eat raccoons. They're scavengers. Don't eat them. I'm just saying.
but
I
but
feel like any meat you can make good with biscuits and gravy.
yeah, and you can eat anything. You can, I mean, if you want to. I've
Yeah,
had
well, if you
kangaroo
need
meat.
to.
I've had kangaroo meat. So
Have you?
yeah, I was like a festival I went to. There was this like one little food truck.
So, pause and read Joe's comment.
For the love of God, do you have supermarkets by you? Yes, we
No.
do.
No.
But I grew up in the country. She still kind of lives in the country.
Yeah. Also,
Barbecued muskrat.
people do things in different tax brackets differently. And
I've actually had muskrat jerky. I mean, I've pretty much tried a lot of things that most people are like, "Bleh."
yeah.
But it's like again, it's like how you prep it. It's okay. I would obviously like to go get a big like juicy chicken breast from the store and just throw it on my grill. But I mean, you know what?
Sometimes it's not an option.
If you've watched like, and you're talking about the zombie apocalypse. So
Yeah.
Anonymous has been putting out like, I don't want to believe Anonymous, but they get me thinking.
Hmm.
I mean, there's something about them because I know they're tech geeks and I know they have ways of breaking into things and getting
Right.
information they're not supposed to have.
Right.
There have been some videos they've been releasing lately about uh, United States getting attacked on our own soil
Yeah.
and how they're gonna. I mean, we all like know this. We're all conspiracy theorists, anyways. But
Hmm.
how they're gonna blame it on another country, but it's really from within, and it's all big plot. But it's gonna hurt us, and we're gonna kind of like go to that point
Yeah.
where we're homesteading again on
Yeah.
because we're forced to.
Yeah.
There's also something else that I've been reading about. There's this theory out there that they're planning on a complete blackout
Yeah.
for the
A
whole
cyber
country,
attack. Yep.
possibly the whole world, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's going to be like just long enough for us to revert to what we need to do to like
Right.
erase everything and start over from scratch. Which
And
I mean, kind of sounds good a little bit,
go back to no work and no taxes, right?
right? But just all
But
these theories, and
on a
you
serious
start thinking
note,
about it.
yeah, on a serious note though, if they did a study that if there was no electricity for 9 months, like 90% of people
Hmm.
would not be around anymore.
Yeah,
Um, we see how crazy people get, maybe not so much anymore now that people shop online, but like think about Black Friday and people
oh
are
my
fighting
god,
over TVs and you know what I
yeah.
mean? Now imagine it's the last 2 cans of chicken in the store, and there's no hope for getting more
Hmm.
or, whatever. Um, just because like I know as a mom, there's literally nothing I wouldn't do to
Right,
get food for my kids. You know what I mean?
right.
So you can't like blame people, but we're not we're not survivalists anymore. People are like, we were cavemen before, we could handle it. No, no, no. We are
Do you know how long
princesses.
ago that was?
Yeah,
You know
we
how
are
long ago?
princesses. We are
Right,
spoiled. We are
right.
entitled. We do not know how.
Hmm.
Most kids can't even identify fruits and vegetables.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Not, I would say probably 1 in 10 people knows how to grow their own food or hunt
Hmm.
or purify water. That's pretty
Right.
important.
Yeah.
So we are not cavemen. We cannot do
No,
it.
no. Which is just, yeah. So I feel pretty okay about my chances, at least for a little while.
Yeah,
We definitely have to worry about stocking up food. Joe said I would still go. We probably have
for sure.
more
Yeah.
to hunt.
I mean, you
Probably have
wouldn't.
more to.
Joe could still do it because he knows a lot of like old school ways that don't require
Right.
like the equipment and
Yeah.
stuff. We'd have to go
Yeah. He's
back
taught
to
us a few
like
things.
hanging acorns on a string to make pendulums and
Right. Yep.
no more spirit boxes, no more EMF detectors, none of that stuff.
Because there would be no EMF except for natural.
Yeah. And I wonder, I know just on a I don't know what level I'm talking about. Um,
I
for
agree, Holly.
sure, Holly, I have plans. I would split my chickens into two just in case something happened to one of the coops. There you go. And
There you go.
but I do wonder like what something like that, what effect it would have on the earth and like just the what am I thinking of? Like the magnetism of the earth or
Hmm. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Because there's so much energy all the time
Hmm.
from outside sources, not from nature, not from us. Like
Yeah.
if you just look around my room in here, there's probably 40 sources of energy, plus all the stuff in the
Oh my
walls.
gosh.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
absolutely.
So I do wonder what that would do, like for people in their mental health and their, just spirituality. I don't know. I just feel like it would be such a different world in so many ways.
Yeah, especially some people like there's so many people that have such a high sensitivity to
Yeah.
EMF as it
And we're
is.
just so overloaded all the time
Right.
with it,
Oh yeah.
everywhere we
Yeah.
go.
Overstimulated.
Yeah.
Everything by everything around us.
Yeah.
And I think it's funny they talk about like not being on your phone for so long before you go to bed because it overstimulates you and you can't
Mhm.
sleep. What's the difference really between that though and watching a TV show
Right. Right.
or playing video games on your TV or listening to your iPod or your
Right.
whatever iPod? I just dated myself. Who listens to an iPod anymore? But you know what I
My
mean? It's
grandma
just
does.
like if there's not one thing, there's something to replace it.
For
And
sure.
just staring at the light in the ceiling.
We're just
That's
an instant gratification
yeah.
people. Like we constantly have to be just doing something.
We have
And
to
it,
be entertained all the
yeah.
time.
Oh my gosh. It would be so hard. People would have to read books again.
Right.
They don't even
They
know
have
how
to
to
read
do it
books.
anymore.
They'd have to entertainment business would probably be off the chain again,
Yeah.
finally. You know,
Heaven
maybe
forbid
not
you have to talk to
movies.
your children too when you
Maybe not movies. We may end up having another renaissance because
yeah.
people have to be artistic and find ways to entertain and like find the whatever like stimulation they can and
Right.
like display their emotions without being able to go on YouTube or whatever on Facebook and like just post random freaking rants and
It
be
would be
negative.
so yeah. It would be so
And if you
hard.
didn't like somebody and wanted to fight, you'd have to look them in the eyes and tell them.
Yeah. You want to run your
And
mouth
10,
now?
right,
You can't type it on
yeah,
a keyboard, bro.
right. You can't hide behind the phone
Right.
or the keyboard anymore. So yeah, I mean, in ways, it'd be freaking phenomenal.
Yeah, for sure.
But
It'd be
a lot of ways,
terrible. But I think
right.
that at the end it would be good.
Holly, I'd have to talk to my husband.
Yeah. Holly, you better get some books
Yeah,
so you can
right.
avoid that.
Tell you the one thing that probably wouldn't be ransacked after like some kind of apocalypse would be the library.
Yeah, for sure.
Unless people are looking for fire sources. Then
That's
you know
yeah. Like
a
day
lot of
after tomorrow
paper.
shit.
Right. Oh my
Although
gosh.
you should get books on how to garden and how to can food and those sort of
Yeah.
things.
Yep. You can do
But
that right now, people.
yeah. But yeah,
And you
people
need it
just
in book
don't
form because you're not going to have YouTube be able to go
no
on and
internet.
watch. Right.
There's no
You
internet in
can't
the
much of
zombie
anything.
apocalypse.
Epic Gardening, great YouTube channel, but not going to help you when there's no electric
Right. Right.
anymore.
For sure.
This is so crazy. Like every time Heisenberg's not on, we always end up with
Oh
like the
gosh.
paranormal doomsday stuff.
Yeah, look. So happen to have
There you go.
1001 hints for gardening. I found these at a garage sale. Look. 4 season gardening.
Nice. Nice.
I I get a lot of books at garage sales. They're so much cheaper there.
Garage sales and yeah, and but even at like the big chain stores, they're usually in the discounted section because nobody buys them.
Yeah, right?
So like I mean they still may be $20, but like the original price tag was probably closer to 40 because it's a big hardback gardening
Yeah.
book.
Yeah. Yeah. My thrift store used to sell them 4 for $1 when they were like overstocked.
Yeah.
It was sweet.
Holly said she'd survive. She grew up without all the tech we have today. She knows how to garden, can food.
That's awesome.
That's the one thing I never learned is how to can, but my wife knows how to can, so we're
Nice.
covered.
Perfect.
I could be the hunter gatherer. She could be
Everybody's got a
the.
job.
Yep. My daughters, I don't know. They might not make it. They can't go anywhere without the phone in their face, or
Yeah.
no, I would
I've
make sure
always
they'll make
I've always been really good about including my kids on everything that I do
it. Hmm.
because listen, all it took was one video. I watched a video where kids did not know how like the person was holding a tomato
Hmm.
and they were like, "What is this?" And not a single kid in this kindergarten class knew what it was.
That's
Like,
horrible.
yeah. Meanwhile, my kids were 3 years old and could tell a tomato plant from
Hmm.
other plants
Yeah, yeah,
because,
yeah, yeah. My
I
kids aren't that bad. They know what a
yeah,
tomato is and what different. They know they don't like them. I'm like, well,
right. That's fine.
when it push comes to shove, you might
It's
not
funny
have a
because
choice.
Easton's very picky. He
Hmm.
is very, very picky. There's like 4 foods he eats, but he's very good about trying new foods. And so every time he tries a new food, he rates it from 1 to 10, and it's usually like a 2 or a 3 or
Hmm.
whatever. And I'm like, "Okay, zombie apocalypse scale." And he's like, "That's a 9." And I'm like, "Okay." Like
Yeah,
we have a scale of like if this was
right.
the only thing you had to eat and if it's just
Yeah,
now.
right.
Um but yeah, ever since I watched that video, I always make sure that I include my kids on everything that I do. I
Yeah.
would always have them help me in the garden, help me with the chickens. They mostly
Hmm.
take care of the chickens on their own.
Oh, that's cool.
Um, anytime I did canning, you know, anything that I
Yeah.
do, cooking, we do a lot together. Grilling, I've taken them camping a bunch of times. Like we've even gone backpacking, which is like serious camping.
Oh, yeah.
And I just try to make sure that they have some sort of skills.
Yeah. Holly said she had to help with her grandpa's huge garden. We grew up eating most of it. Yeah, that's how it started for me. My uncle um, was a huge gardener. Like we never we where we grew up, like the neighborhood we grew up. He didn't have a huge backyard, but like probably 2/3 of his yard was all his garden.
Nice.
I mean, he was growing corn. He was growing everything in that garden. And I'd go out there, and my mom would go, and we'd play and stuff. But he'd like, "Come here, I'm going to show you this," and
Yeah.
how these grow and how to start. And he gave me my first tomato plants when I was like 12,
How cute.
and I grew them in my backyard, and I loved it.
Yeah.
You know, and so I learned a lot from him, and I love garden. It's just there's actually there's a lot of psychological
Yeah.
evidence that gardening improves your life.
Yeah.
Like it provides serotonin. It helps you like it's like you're raising something. You're out in nature. Just
Yeah.
like a natural.
And plus just the electricity of the earth. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like there's a reason that hippies all walk around barefoot. You know what I mean? They're
Right.
grounding
Yeah.
themselves. Like
Yeah.
I don't like society decided that that was bad
Hmm.
and put rubber soles on our feet so we can't like connect with the earth anymore.
Right.
Totally tree hugger shit. I know. But there is scientific evidence that it
Hmm.
happens, and there's
Yeah.
something about connecting with nature and getting your hands dirty and
Oh yeah.
it, it's
Yeah.
so good for you.
Like even right now, I've been going to the garden, but like my backyard is mostly flooded.
Yeah.
But like,
So the garden's
luckily,
doing great.
I'm glad I put them in raised beds because they're just fine. They're still growing. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just I need a canoe to get to them, but
Yeah.
whatever. It sucks, but no, yeah, I don't have a great big garden, but I'm experimenting more this year. I put a lot more in my garden, like different varieties of lettuce. I got like 4 different
Nice.
kinds of beans. You know, I got of course I got tomatoes. I got like a couple of different kinds of tomatoes, like 4 different kinds of lettuce. I'm trying carrots this year,
Yeah.
and it's
Carrots have
just
been tough for me.
they're not easy.
No,
And
I
then
grew
I,
carrots good 1 year, and I literally had just like a little Rubbermaid tote on my porch that
mhm,
just had dirt from my yard in it, and I literally just sprinkled the seeds on there, like just threw them in, did nothing
yeah,
to them, and they did great that year. And that was the one time out of like the 8 years I've had a garden.
yeah, yeah. I bought a bulk load of topsoil and just filled my beds with it. And it was like their primo soil, so it had
Oh
all the
yeah, it looked really good.
organics.
I saw your video.
Yeah, but I have grounding mat. It
I need
helps.
to know. I need to know about this.
Yeah, what is a grounding mat, Tim? Before we
Well, I'm
sign
gonna
off
look
here.
into it.
Yeah.
Oh,
If
it
you
is
don't
nice.
tell us,
Oh,
we'll
it's a nice
figure it
house.
out. You can always message me and I can send it to her. Joe, do you buy the seeds? Actually, Denise will be happy to know that most of the seeds I used were the ones that she gave me like a year
Yay!
ago. So
Seeds are
yeah,
good
I mean,
forever. I mean,
yeah,
the germination rate will go down, but so you plant 10 seeds instead of 2.
yeah, because I don't know how old those beans were, but they popped up like
Right.
within days. Now I got to learn how to like harvest them because I don't know when I'm supposed to. I've never grown beans before, so like I don't know what they look like when they're
You have to
ready to
just wait till
go.
they get dry. You can just take the whole plant out once they start to dry out. Just take
Oh,
the whole
really?
plant out and hang it upside down somewhere and let
Okay.
them get like super dry to where it's like crispy, like corn at a corn stalk, like at a corn
Yeah.
maze, um,
Okay.
like that. And then you
Okay.
can just harvest them out of there.
But maybe I need a book. I mean, need a
You
gardening
should.
book to learn all this stuff.
There's a book on seed saving too.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah.
when I was gardening, I actually used to go to farmers markets a lot because obviously farmers are going to use heirloom seeds that they can plant again next year.
Hmm.
Um,
Right.
you don't you don't even have to buy seeds. I know a lot of people complain because gardening is expensive and the seeds are like $6 a pack now and
Yeah.
um you if you go to the store and you buy an organic tomato, you could save the seeds from it. Same thing with
Yeah.
like cucumbers, all that stuff.
Hmm.
So I
Now I don't
used
know
to
if
do
it's
that.
true, but I've been watching videos where people are just like taking old tomatoes and like squeezing the seeds into the
Yeah,
ground
for
and they
sure.
just grow.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes if you buy like an organic tomato or like especially at farmers markets because they don't have like the
Yeah.
quality control thing, but
Right.
you'll buy a tomato and you'll cut into it and there will already be like little plants growing out of each seed
Yeah.
inside of the tomato.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
um yeah, so if you're thinking about
It's cool.
gardening or you want to stock up for the zombie apocalypse, start saving your
And
seeds from
also,
produce.
I've noticed, since I've been into gardening, I've been getting into communities, and you've seen them where like there's seed libraries where you can
Yeah,
just
for
go
sure.
and pick
Our
up some
library
seed.
has seed library.
Now, by the time I always get there, I always get too late because the vegetables go really quick. Like all
Yeah,
the
for sure.
vegetable seeds go really
And it's
fast. But
all
then there's
flowers.
usually, yeah, it's
Yeah.
all flowers. But there's other like grower communities. They have like
Mhm.
get-togethers where they trade up, or um, and even like local people around here that have gardens. They have a bunch of starter plants that they sell for like $2 each.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
less than a pack of seeds,
Right.
and it's already
And it's
started
already
for you. You
started.
just yeah, you
The
just got to
hard
put it
part's
in some
done.
dirt, some well fertilized dirt, but
Yeah.
we
The
can
Amish out
fertilize it
here
with shit.
the Amish sell plants for like $1 a piece.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can
and
buy a
I've seen
whole
people
tray
that
for 14 bucks.
only have so much room, but they started all these seeds,
Mhm.
and they're like, "Here, just like take a couple," because I don't,
And a
because I
lot of
see them
times
on.
people like that, people who start their own seeds or have their own or whatever, a lot of times they're totally up for a barter. So if
Oh
you
yeah,
are like,
yeah,
"Hey, I'll trade you this," or whatever,
mhm,
they're usually down for it because
yeah,
whatever, they already grew it. What are they gonna do? It's not like
yeah.
it costs them any more money.
Right. The only
And
problem
then
I had was green peppers that I could not get to start, but then I realized I need like a heating pad and some other
yeah,
things to be able to grow them
peppers are
inside.
hard, but I would always
So
just buy plants for
I
them.
did buy I did buy three starter plants. I got like a green, a sweet pepper,
Yeah,
and then a
banana
oh, what's it
pepper.
called? A banana pepper. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I bought those started, and then the only seeds I bought were cucumbers because I didn't have any of those in the pack, and those you could just throw anywhere and they'll grow.
yeah, for sure.
And
Yeah,
then I actually bought some marigolds to kind of plant around the outside of my raised garden because that actually it's a pest
yeah.
repellent. It's good to have around there, but yeah,
There's also a company that I've had a ton of luck with. It's called Dollar Seed, like
yeah,
Dollar Seed Store or something. And they literally sell packs of seeds for $1. And it's
mhm,
like they just come in plastic bags, everything's labeled, whatever, and it's literally just $1 a pack.
mhm,
Even now in today's economy.
yeah,
It's a great company. I've had great luck with all of their seeds. The
yeah. I
other
mean,
thing
I have too
too,
because those are the ones that you gave me. So
yeah, yeah. I wanted to mention too, I don't know why I'm like obsessed with like super cheap gardening, but um if you go buy a bag of 12 bean soup mix, you can literally just plant those. They are all
Yeah,
seeds. Dried
because that's
beans
all.
are
Yeah,
seeds.
it's the
Yeah,
beans aren't seeds. They're I
right.
mean,
So
well, beans
you
are
get
seeds.
a 12 bean soup bag for a dollar
Yeah,
50, and you have 12 different
yeah.
varieties of seeds.
No, you could go through and separate them out if you
Yeah,
want
for
to,
sure.
but who cares? Just like freaking throw them in the ground and
Well, I don't know if they cross pollinate, but
right,
yeah, you have 12 varieties of seeds for
right.
a dollar 50.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, that's your gardening portion
Well,
of the show. Well, I mean, it goes with what we were talking about.
for sure.
Survival during the zombie apocalypse.
For
You know,
sure. And on a
so
serious note, like, it's not a secret if you know me in my personal life, that I like have always been sort of a doomsday prepper.
mhm,
Um, but there have been 3 times in my adult life that I have had to use the things that I've had at home, and not
right.
go to the grocery store. And it's not about zombies. It was,
Hmm.
financial issues or
Yeah.
whatever to where we couldn't go to the store. Um, I have always had I've always had dreams about airplanes falling from the sky and about um things like that.
Hmm.
And it scared me so much that I always make sure that I have food for my kids. That's
Yeah.
literally all I care about. If you know me in my personal life,
Hmm.
all I care
I
about is
agree.
my kids.
She tells the
So,
truth.
yeah. So it's just always something that I've had, and I've in 3 times now in my adult life I've been so thankful. I know that I have people in my life that I could call and be like, "Hey,
Sure.
we don't have food. Can you bring some stuff over?" And they
Right.
would, but I never wanted to have to do that. So it's not always about zombies. It just makes sense to
Right.
have a way to take care of yourself if you need
Right.
to.
Because we can guarantee at some point, maybe not in our lifetimes, but at some point, the shit's going to go down, and we're
Right.
going to need. But you never know. I mean, it could be like a financial thing. It
Right,
could be
exactly.
a major financial crush that kills, like, just hurts everybody, and
Yeah.
everybody's struggling.
And
I mean,
everybody
it's
knows how
kind of getting close to that now for a lot
right.
of us, but
Right. And everybody knows how expensive groceries are. And so for us to not have to go grocery shopping for
mhm,
3, 4, 5 months
yeah,
was such a good help because then we could take our money and put it towards the electric bill, the
yeah,
mortgage, whatever. So,
right,
I mean, it just makes sense. And if you have an ability to do it, then do it. And if you don't have the
mhm,
ability, let me know and I'll tell you how you can do it because
yeah,
I built it up as a broke girl. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. Because
So
coming up with ways to eat is a lot easier than coming up for ways to keep your family sheltered, and
right, right.
So, all
Yeah.
right. All right. We'll be back next
Let's
week.
start
Well,
a
I will
prepping
be.
podcast.
What's that?
Let's start a prepping podcast.
We
I
could.
I
Why
totally be
not?
down. Ah,
um, but yeah, so we'll be back next week. You won't because you're going to be on
maybe
vacation.
I might
Maybe
be at the lake house and have that in the background to make you
that'd be
jealous.
cool. It's up to you. I mean, last minute decision. If you want to, cool. If not,
Yeah, we'll
then
see
I
how it goes.
don't.
I think it's supposed
Don't.
to rain on Thursday, so I might
The
be
way
just
I just
chilling
assume
inside
it's going
anyway.
to rain at this point. It's been
Yeah,
raining like every day.
yeah,
Um, But yeah, we'll spook you later, crypto heads, and hopefully maybe Heisenberg will be back and we can actually get back to the what the f moment of the week. We
yeah.
could
We had
talk
a lot of
about.
what the f's this week, though.
Yeah, I mean there were a lot
It's
of
not
just
official, but
yeah, they were throwing them at us left and right.
yeah,
So, and I feel like for the last few episodes I've been doing memorials for
yeah.
friends and
Honestly,
family
yeah,
that have
it's
passed. It just
really
kind of sucks. So
scary,
it would be nice to have a week where we don't do that,
right?
and you know, not to sound selfish, but it everybody's hurting right now
Yeah,
for some reason.
yeah,
So, but yeah. But anyways, don't hurt when you're with us. We love you guys.
yeah. We love you.
And if you need respite from the real world, come talk to us. Come hang
Yeah.
out with us on the show. We'll be on next Thursday night from 8 to 9 p.m. As always, please spook you later, crypto heads.
And in the meantime, don't be an asshole.
What she said. What she